Juice man! That shit about lame as hell, bro.
Is that one playing? Bro.
What's on that?
Jeez. Dude, this looks disgusting, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
There's a guy on the internet right now who cannot stop losing. His name is Braden Peters, but nobody calls him that. Everybody knows him as Clavicular, and if you don't, you're one of the lucky ones. He's part of a subculture called looks-maxing, where the entire philosophy of life comes down to one idea: get as hot as possible by any means necessary, because hotness is the only currency that matters.
Guys in this world hit themselves in the face with hammers on purpose. They call it bone smashing because they genuinely believe it sharpens the jawline. Some of them take steroids and meth just to speed the process up. Clavicular built his whole brand on this stuff, and for a while it worked. He got big, he got attention, he got the algorithm on his side. But underneath all the growth is a guy who cannot go 2 months without face planting into another controversy.
Yeah, but the friends coming with you with him.
All right,
Well,
your loss.
yeah, we'll let you guys have a good day. Fuck, that's sad. We'll just hand out the rest
Okay,
of them.
go. Wait,
stand out the rest of them?
We gotta give them the roses once we know that it's best friend, you know?
Listen, I always say, you know, I have the worst game, so I don't claim to ever be something I'm not. I'm not a fucking pickup artist. I'm a fucking autist. You know, I'll tell you everything you need to know about looks maxing, but going up to chicks, not my specialty.
That wasn't even his worst moment. Before any of this Israel stuff, he went viral during Paris Fashion Week for getting turned down by French woman after French woman on camera. Because that's another thing about the looks-maxing pipeline. It promises women will fall over themselves once you ascend, and reality just did not agree with the theory. That should have been embarrassing enough to make somebody sit down and rethink some choices. Instead, he went and popped it.
I want to say, man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice. Juice man! That shit about lame as hell, bro. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis, niggas.
In January, he showed up in a Miami club dancing next to Nick Fuentes, the Tate Brothers, Sneeko, and Myron Gaines, all singing along enthusiastically to a Kanye track built around a Nazi slogan. Not standing awkwardly in the background either, singing along word for word on camera, in a room full of cameras. This is a guy who somehow did not think that clip would follow him for the rest of the year. People called him out immediately, and instead of walking it back, he doubled down. He said on record that he wasn't sorry, that he didn't apologize for what he did, and that he'd do it again today.
Not exactly the statement of a guy playing damage control. Shortly after that, he popped up on a live stream with Fuentes and complained that the entire grocery store was filled with what he called goy slob, a term straight out of the same corner of the internet. So by the start of this year, Clavicular had already collected an L for getting rejected across an entire foreign country, and a much bigger L for aligning himself publicly with some of the most openly anti-Semitic figures on the platform.
My friend from J-Drip gave me this beautiful necklace. Wow. And I don't really wear necklaces, so I think it would be beautiful for you to have it. Sure. So it's an OpenAI logo. You know OpenAI logo? Yeah. And you got a Star of David inside of it. Oh, I think it's a pretty cool necklace.
Show the camera, Let's
try it. Look at this. Look at this.
Then, this month, out of absolutely nowhere, Clavicular shows up in Israel. Not Ukraine, not Gaza, not anywhere near the actual conflict zones people expected him to visit if this was really about proving a point. Israel specifically, and nobody outside his circle really knew why he was there, which is where things start getting genuinely messy. Because a guy who built half his internet persona on singing a Nazi anthem does not get to quietly walk into Tel Aviv and expect a clean welcome. And that's exactly what happened next.
Step on my feet. Or actually, these are expensive. Maybe not.
How many likes to punch you in the face?
1.
First stop in Israel, and Clavicular's already getting escorted out of a club. He walks into Luli Beach Club with a guy running a camera with a light on it, and the two of them start confronting other customers, trying to provoke people into a reaction they can post later. Security tells them to knock it off and turn the camera off. He doesn't, so they walk him out. According to the venue itself, that's exactly what happened. Camera up, people getting cornered, security stepping in, him getting removed.
Same night, different club. He shows up at Shalvata Beach Bar and ends up talking to Topaz Luke, a senior advisor to Prime Minister Netanyahu. Luke's story is that it was a coincidence, that they just happened to cross paths, and that Clavicular apologized to him directly for the anti-Semitic remark from Miami. Convenient timing for an apology, considering the guy said on camera months earlier that he wasn't sorry and he'd do it again.
BB's advisor, right? I had dinner with a couple of people who were, BB's advisor, a couple big government people and from the United States, just some tech names as well. And there was a photograph of us at the club after, and then that's why all the media here hates me, because the media doesn't like BB, right? And I was fine with talking with one of BB's people about looks maxing, how he could looks max. That's what they asked.
Are you serious right now, bro? Like, are you serious right now? All these
Different club, that same trip, a bouncer straight up tells him at the door that nobody who hates Israel gets in. Think about that for a second. This is a country he's supposedly trying to build goodwill with, and the people actually working the door do not believe the apology tour for a single moment.
Yeah.
So now that you're in Israel, my friend from J Drip gave me this beautiful necklace.
Wow.
And I don't really wear necklaces, so I think it would be beautiful for you to have it.
Sure.
So it's an OpenAI logo. You know OpenAI logo?
Yeah.
And you got a Star of David inside of it.
Cool.
I think it's a pretty cool necklace. Show the camera, guys.
Let's try it.
Look at this. Look at this.
So ChatGPT.
That's not even the strangest part. A Kabod influencer named Yossi Faro decided he was going to be the one to rehab Clavicular's image and made a whole video feeding him traditional Ashkenazi Shabbat stew. Clav said it was good. That clip went viral, but not in the way Faro wanted. People inside the Jewish community called it exactly what it looked like, an attempt to launder someone's reputation after he sang along to a Nazi anthem on camera. And the people on the other side, the actual anti-Semites, saw the same clip and got excited for a completely different reason.
Nick Fuentes watched it and said he wanted in too, joked about wanting to rap to fill in and get close with Jewish people himself. So Faro's rehab attempt somehow offended the community he was trying to protect and handed ammunition to the exact crowd he was supposedly distancing Clavicular from. A lose-lose dressed up as a feel-good moment. Faro even gifted him a Magen David necklace to mark the trip, and people online had jokes ready instant, calling flies attracted to shit and asking who invited him in the first place.
An Israeli soldier who appeared in one of his live streams is now facing disciplinary action just for being on camera with him. That's how radioactive this guy's brand has become. Association alone gets people in trouble.
Ridiculous.
That encourage her to engage in this activity for Hasbara with the same convincing and manipulative language that they try to convince me. Why is it that Yossi Faro, Meaningful Minute, and Breaking News and every organization that pumped this collab facing no backlash at all? Who funded this trip? Why is a young girl's life being ruined? An ending so misogynistic that Clav couldn't have come up with it himself, and he calls women fund his trip.
Bro, that is, this crash out is epic. I ain't gonna lie. This crash out is epic that this girl is having right now.
Send him on a private plane, pose with him, allow major news outlets to get the clout, to get the followers, to get the likes, and then let a 20-year-old girl take the fall, and then have
She's an adult, bro.
Influencers all over the internet telling us to calm down and it's not such a big deal and why can't we have unity? And honestly, that has been the saddest lesson of this all.
Yeah, this is and then of course Rabbi Shmuley still crying about this is why I'm telling you, bro, man, these dudes are dude. Just behavior.
Then the funding questions started. People online noticed how well connected this trip actually looked and started asking who was really paying for it. The theory going around is that Peter Thiel has been quietly bankrolling Clavicular's whole run, and once that idea caught on, the jokes wrote themselves. People started calling him Daddy Thiel's project. When someone finally asked Clavicular directly whether the trip was political, he said it wasn't political, then immediately followed that up by admitting he'd met with some of Israel's top government officials while he was there. That's not what a non-political trip sounds like. Even Fuentes got dragged into the joke, with people saying he's infatuated with Clavicular, but Clavicular already belongs to Thiel. Around the same time, Nico started putting visible distance between himself and the rest of that Miami crew, and people online gave him credit for it, saying he outgrew Clavicular on basic decency alone, which says something when the bar is that low and Clavicular still can't clear it. On top of all that, he got nose surgery right before this trip, and it did not land the way he hoped. People online are saying it changed his whole face, and not for the better, which is almost poetic for a guy whose entire personality is built around chasing a look he can never actually reach. Then there's his girlfriend, Lily Snyder, who's been getting dragged through the exact same scrutiny he puts other people through. People are picking apart her surgery, her look, whether it's even natural, calling her his female counterpart because apparently they went to the same surgeon. Some people are saying he basically just dated himself. Others are pointing out that loyalty was never really part of the deal to begin with, since word going around is he's got more than one girlfriend, and none of them are getting his full attention. They're just tolerating the arrangement because of the clout attached to his name. So even the one relationship that's supposed to make him look grounded and normal has turned into one more thing people are picking apart in the comments.
Add it all up, rejected across Paris, mocked worldwide for the Miami clip, thrown out of one club and treated like a liability in another, rehabbed by one Jewish influencer and immediately handed his ammunition to the exact anti-Semites he was trying to distance from, a soldier disciplined just for standing near him, a funding conspiracy following him around that he can't fully deny, a nose job that made things worse, a girlfriend getting scrutinized instead of him, a journalist humiliating him on live television and stealing his own segment out from under him. Every single move this guy makes, whichever direction he turns, there's another L standing there waiting for him. Drop a comment on who you think humiliates him next, and subscribe for the next one before it happens.